So, as most of you guys already know, most American adults can drive. But that doesn't mean we understand everything about our cars. And it turns out, much of what we think we know is totally wrong. For the purposes of education, I've made these common car myths. Some are outdated, some are misunderstandings, and one or two are dangerous. So here we go. These are car Mythbusters. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Old cars are safer than new cars. Now, how many times haven't you heard as a kid, or even yourself as an adult or as a child, have you thought, man, those old school cars, they were made out of pure steel, and then you see somebody, an old school person, they knock on it, they knock on the steel, and they're like, man, these things are made out of pure steel, pure iron. This thing will go through anything. This is a tank on wheels. And a lot of the times, even myself included, I used to think that those cars were indestructible. They were unstoppable. It was the pinnacle of human engineering, was the old school 50s and 60s cars. You would see them all chromed out, nothing but rolling iron tanks with 4 rubber tires. And it wasn't until I started doing some research that I actually discovered that older cars are actually 100 million times more dangerous than modern cars. There's a reason now that modern cars usually have a certain look. They have a certain design. A lot of people say, why can't we go back to the old classic look? Why can't we go back to that old school vibe that the cars used to have? And the reason for that is safety. As I'm going to show you guys, actually, older cars are absolutely coffins on wheels compared to the modern cars that have airbags, that have stronger A-pillars, that have stronger weld points. Everything is a lot stronger. Everything is built with safety in mind. Compared to the old school days, man, where as soon as you crash, the whole car crumbles. There's no impact zones. There's no crumple zones. None of that existed back in the day. And it was absolutely one of the most horrifying traffic accident scenes you could ever come across back in the day if you were a cop. Overdrive makes your car go faster. Myth. Actually, it's actually kind of funny and ironic because technically, Overdrive, as you guys can see right here, it's a little button you push on your car. Usually it's on automatics. And actually, what I'm about to tell you guys is that it's a myth. Actually, Overdrive does not make your car go faster. In fact, Overdrive technically makes your car go slower. We're gonna put that to the test anyways, because this is called Mythbusters. But what Overdrive is pretty much a 5th gear. Normally cars are usually 4-speed automatics. Overdrive is your final drive. It's your 5th gear. Now, the only time you would use Overdrive, it's when you're completely hauling ass and your RPMs are all the way up there. All you do is you hit Overdrive, your RPMs go all the way back down, and your car cruises along the highway. It's not like a movie or anything like that where you hit Overdrive right here. You see how I flip the switch? You hit Overdrive and boom, Fast and the Furious style, you get thrown back in your seat and all that. None of that happens, as I'm about to show you guys. All right, guys, I don't know how easy it is to see. We're gonna go ahead and hit the Overdrive. Bam, let me go ahead and put my seatbelt on, because this is gonna be life-changing, crazy amounts of nitrous speed. Yeah, right, just kidding. So as we wait here in traffic real quick, I just want to point out, man, Overdrive is nothing more than 5th gear for your 4-speed automatic. Usually it's used in the highway when you're cruising, or when you just want to bring down the RPMs a little bit more, get just a little bit more out of your car. But your car actually isn't going to go faster though, and it's kind of hard to explain, but I hope some of you at least understand it. I'll never forget my first actual experience using Overdrive. I was on the highway. I was a small kid, and my stepdad was driving an old Nissan Sentra, and it was struggling to get that gear. He told me, hit it into Overdrive. Sure enough, nothing happened. Here we go. Light is green. Car goes just as normal as everything else. Doesn't go any faster. Been driving Crown Vics my whole life. Nothing happens. Nothing changes until you finally get to that super final drive, that super last gear, which is your 4th gear. Usually on the highway when you're going anywhere past 70 or 80, and you just want to bring the RPMs down just to increase your fuel economy a little bit more. But that's all Overdrive does, guys. It's a myth. It's busted. Okay, so the next myth is, if you put gasoline in your car while your car is turned on, your car is going to either A, one, explode, or two, catch on fire. Well, I'm here to tell you guys that's a myth, and I just realized I gotta fuel up my car, so you know what, it's a perfect opportunity to show you guys exactly that. Although I don't recommend it to have your car turned on while you're fueling up. It won't instantly blow up or you know, catch on fire or anything like that. So let's head on to the gas station and bust this myth. All right, guys, I'm really embarrassed to do this, but my file got corrupted. But you know what? I'm sick and tired of my computer acting up, so I'm gonna record it with my phone because I really want you guys to finish seeing the rest of this myth. So just bear with me. Here we go. All right, guys. So we're here at the gas station, about to bust this myth and put my life on the line for you guys. So there you go. The car is still turned on, as you can see. Let's go put some gas in this thing. You can actually hear it if you listen closely. You can still hear the muffler going. Okay, so it's telling me to fuel up. Here we go. Put this thing in here. Still here. The car is still turned on. 93 all day, every day. And here we go. Pumping up with the car turned on. I don't know how easy it is to hear the car turn on. Let me see if I can bring you guys over here. Still hear the muffler rumbling. Still pumping gas, no fire, no explosions. Mythbusted. Alright, so we're back in the Crown Victoria, and you guys are probably wondering why. Well, it has to do with the next myth. And that next myth is... And that myth, of course, is that there is a police chip that makes your car go faster. Okay, now there is an element of truth to that myth, but it doesn't really have to do with any special police chips or anything that make it go like extra fast or anything like that. When it comes to 0 to 60 times or anything really like that, it's pretty much, they're all the same, whether it's police or civilian models. Now, here's where the myth gets a little bit mixed up. It actually has to do with the rear axle ratio. So the rear axle ratio for civilian models is 273. Now that limits a civilian model Crown Victoria to only 110 miles an hour top speed, compared to the rear axle ratio of P71, or like the police package Crown Vic, which is 327.1. That limits the speed to 129 miles an hour, and I can attest to that. I have done 129 miles in a Crown Vic police package, but the thing feels like it's falling apart. Everything starts shaking and rattling. But yes, that's a myth. It's a little bit of a, what we'll call it, plausible, because yes, police package Crown Vics do go a little bit faster than civilian models, but not really due to any special police chip, but actually due to the gearing and the ratio of the gears. So that's that.